A storm approaches. Egypt is not ready. Must I face this threat alone? The Falcon's eyes are upon the horizon.
Hello and welcome on back everyone to Total War Pharaoh in part 3 of our Ramesses campaign. In today's episode we are here the exact same turn, although I have moved Ramesses across the desert back over to Hathor. We took a little bit of damage crossing the desert, and I did notice, thank you so much for the comment pointing out that we actually lost the units of Bajai, and I think the one other, because we crossed the desert like fools, so our guys got taken out by the sands, and that's why we lost them. They didn't merge, they got obliterated by the sands, so we'll have to keep that in mind. I had thought that they had reworked desert attrition. It turns out they likely did. I think they minimized it a bit, but it's not that it completely has gone away. So if you're traveling through desert areas that don't have roads, or if you don't have a way station in the area, or some kind of ability that gives you immunity. So now we are going to be putting in the Sandwalker immunity. That way, all of our, at least it looks like our light infantry. It says condition desert, but I don't know that the bracket is surrounding them, so we'll find out. I think that should just be for light infantry, though, so we're going to go ahead and say that it is. It's just going to make it so that they are not going to be taking any immunity to, or any attrition while traveling through the desert. It also gives them the Desert Fighter's ability, which we'll have to... Oh, never mind, it's over there. Immune to sweltering weather and has lower penalties from sandstorm weather. Is also immune to sand ground type penalties. That is glorious. Probably something we're going to be keeping on for a majority of our campaign, as long as we have light infantry in our armies there. So everyone counts as light except for the Sheridan and our chariots. They are medium. Sweet. That'll be fantastic. So we're sitting over here in Hathor just to keep the rebellion from kicking off. We could also sit outside, just outside, and try to farm up said rebellion, which I actually am thinking we might change our minds and do. Do a little supplying here. And then we'll just kind of hang out next to Hathor, waiting for the rebellion to show up. Could be a good way to farm up some materials for the time being. We are going to attack Timna. I just want to make sure we do so at the right time. When we pop into our court.
And this is the heart of all Egypt.
Yes, thank you, Bernepta. I'm going to have to turn you down on my side. That is incredibly loud. I was listening to music before this, and it turns out I forgot to turn it on down. So we're going to ignore the High Priest of Amun. We're going to go ahead and reap some profit from the mines. 200 gold instantly sounds just fantastic. So,
I'm inclined to grant such cordial requests from my peers.
Well, I'm so glad to hear it. In fact, I could go ahead and gossip with you some more, that way we can get working towards another.
And good manners. How very Egyptian.
How very Egyptian. Yes, quite. Ramesses is not a snarky soul at all. That's why he's my favorite. So what I think we'll do with Kevin, the reason I'm kind of keeping him near the coast is Ashkelon can be a problem. Shechem is also... So the Canaanites are usually very ambitious, but they like to claim their own Canaanite lands first. They are kind of coded, same as most of the factions, to take the lands that are in their own, unless they have a trait in their overall kind of tree there. I think you might be able to see with like Senakati.
I have no doubt we will
that says they're a raider or a destroyer or something, that way they go out and actually raid to destroy other people's lands before kind of conquering their own. Well traveled. So does this mean he's going to be much more likely to move around? I'm not sure what that one means. He's unreliable, though. No one should trust Senakti.
In the name of all proud son of Egypt.
Alright, cool. We'll ignore all that for now. Come on back over to Ramesses. The plan was we needed a little bit more stone, so we've got 2 extra idle workforce here. We need 3 for the Nomarch's office, which we definitely don't have. We could get a vintner here, which would allow us to produce more gold, food, and wood. Does Beersheba have another food production building that we are missing out on? No. Okay, good. We've got the best stuff then. The Senate House for happiness. Alright, alright. So back in our main home province. Would definitely like to get in an additional happiness building just for the time being. We can trade that out later, but for now we definitely need the boost there. So let's jump into diplomacy. Who doesn't care so much about stone?
Egypt. In the name of duty.
One of Renepta's.
Let's
keep trying to make deals with Seti.
bear idle gossip.
Talk fast. Well, we're just here to trade stone, so it's fine. Let's go 50 stone for... in bronze?
Seti.
Sounds good, Zeti. Let's go ahead and do 150 the second time for, let's say, 20. Oh, almost got it. Can only guess right once. Alright, you're being a little bit... shiesty here for that 150.
Fine.
You're lucky we have so much bronze. Alright, back to building ourselves a new Senate House. Just boost that happiness. The next one we'll probably go for being the Bronze Working Complex. Just make sure we can fully get a couple of elite units in Kevin's army and have the full kind of suite of Magi over here.
Warrior of Egypt.
Preparing to attack Temna. How do we best go about this?
I serve at your
Come on down to
godly
pray
behest.
to Ra. I do think I'm going to trade out a couple of my Ra outposts for... since we're not quite to the devotion tier, it's not going to matter as much. So over in... I will just trade them out over here like this. It's more for producing food, correct? So... at Azadi even, where we have our anti-desert building. That might be what we swap on over. Same thing with Sukkot. We're going to go ahead and convert this to the Shrine of Ptah, which apparently costs gold to do. So if you destroy it first, it will only cost the stone resource. Yeah, let's go ahead and convert it. Takes quite some time. Nebgehez is also giving us... we're going to lose a little bit of our growth, but I think we can sacrifice growth for more food and happiness.
Blessed by the gods.
Alright, sweet. Two final actions being our research for the turn. Resistance is futile. How glorious. 2 turns on reverence. Administration centers and cult center settlements, that's the main building. Construction time and cost by 50% is hefty. Let's see about fixing up our happiness, though, and then finding something for food. 10% food faction-wide, 10% gold. Yeah, we'll just probably come in for happiness then food. We really are suffering for it. Alright. Plus, we need more troops. Well, let's be real. Oh, but actually, could I go for this one if we had the... nope, one more population. Alright, well in the meantime...
All will remember me.
we can travel along the road, that is safe. Let's just go ahead and pop into an ambush stance.
Expect us.
I don't really want anyone to know Kevin's there. Realize that Ramesses now is going to have no real way in. We should have kept him over here. Oh, here's the road. My eyesight is just terrible. If we zoom on in, that'll help out quite a bit. So as long as we're traveling the road, we won't take any damage from attrition. Alright, that'll be the turn. Civilization in peril. A messenger has brought terrible news that an earthquake has struck. Settlement structures are severely damaged in these lands. Where at, actually? Oh, Olinos. Rhodes has been devastated by an earthquake. How unfortunate. For a terrible moment, we stood still. Then the ground roared and trembled as if the world was dying. Everything ruined. Luckily, civilization hasn't crumbled yet, so roads apparently didn't matter that much.
The divine court
Come
bids
back
you
into our
welcome.
court. Go ahead and
Hear
gossip up
yourself
with
at my
Ramesses
behest.
and the first
Egypt
commander again.
smiles on such generosity.
Idle compensation. We don't need any extra gold. Thank you kindly.
Destined
I'm
for
just...
greatness.
Oh, you're raiding. How are you gaining any income whatsoever? Bold. And foolish. Alright, Ramesses.
Must be in fine
We haven't
spirits.
sat still for long enough.
Ramesses the Bold.
Well, you need to do a little bit more replenishment after our kind of overly aggressive movement, so... Come over to the prayer to Ra again.
Answer my call.
We do have to take this slightly winding path.
Bound for glory.
Okay. I think surprising Timna could be something we go for.
We can agree on.
There's nothing we can agree on. Good to know, Ishawara. Strength rank 119, which means they are building up units. I'd like to know exactly where those units are. But also catching them and just forcing everyone to fight in here seems to be a fine strategy as well.
The future of Egypt.
Alright then.
For the Empire.
Yeah, but no need to be sneaky.
Time
We'll just
to
move
rest. Strength is all that matters.
up. Strength. Let's get a unit of shirted
Only
raiders
the
and
best
then
will stand beside
one
me.
more Habiru Axeman. We need plenty of infantry to swarm the walls or swarm wherever we're at. Stuff, we do have that 3. It's gonna cost 5 here for our bronze worker district though. Which is quite hefty. It's been 230, that way we can get in the building faster. We could go and immediately grab the royal fishery too to help out with food. Or we could just upgrade our beer hall for happiness and growth, which I actually like more. So let's go ahead and immediately construct that, and then we'll scrounge up the 500 stone we need. Oh, Seti.
Burning for battle.
Burning for battle. How about
Good to
burning
see
for
you, cousin.
trade?
Though I'd rather spark than talk.
That's okay, we can do that after. 100. Ooh, he's willing to give it to us for less. Alright, cousin. 65 for 200 sounds perfect.
Excellent.
Just fueling his wars against whoever he was once here. He's fighting the Karga. Stamping out the western desert nomads. Understandable. Let's go 66. 65 it is.
Fine.
Fine indeed. How much are you willing to give us here? Say 200? Okay, so luckily less than that. Yeah, 177 for 500 sounds excellent.
You have royal approval.
Royal approval. I have a lot of stone now, too. Stone, a lot of brass. I did want to upgrade our bronze working complex, but I think we definitely need just happiness and food. Happiness is thankfully evened out now. We go for the beer hall to have it trending towards positive. Plus the Senate House also trending up towards positive, which is going to be perfect. Glorious. We've also got the stone to upgrade Hathor up to tier 3, which I think we absolutely should.
Chosen of Ra.
I don't like wasting movement. Let's stay in march stance, even if it's a bit foolish.
Ahead.
We will still replenish up to almost full, which I'm here for. What are our pending actions? Orders expired, and the way our food is so rough.
Give me one good reason to let you leave here alive.
Would you relax? Oh, you're getting wiped out. In fact, no, you don't relax. I'm gonna go talk to the people who are bullying you.
Defend my home. Just give me an excuse.
Okay, fine. How about you give me, let's say, 50 food, or can it please be like nothing in terms of wood? How about 10, 11? You drive a hard bargain there, Zimrita. 18 for 50.
Don't make me hunt you down.
Brother, we're trading. There's no hunting going on here. Where are the pillow set at? We need to trade with them too.
You want the glory, but none of the struggle. I shall school you in the latter.
Brother, I do like Wetweties. He is a gigantic fellow with a mace to start out with, and it's so much fun. He's a great character. Let's see. At least CA has created a great character. I think we're just gonna keep trying to snag some food. So let's go 25 food for whatever amount of wood they're willing to barter that for. That's pretty nice.
We are agreed.
We are agreed this time. Just keep the pellets off our back for a time. We won't be able to for long. They are power hungry, but hopefully we can for at least for now while we claim the Sinai. Oh, we made a couple other barters that expired. Seti, we were exporting bronze for stone. I think we fixed that one up. For Nepta, we were getting gold.
Egypt well, Ramesses. Speak, and Pharaoh will listen.
You serve Egypt well, Ramesses. Or we can be adopted into the Merneptah's dynasty. So the cool thing is, so this was bugged previously, but even if we were to... Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. And how much more gold do you want to give us for being in your dynasty there, Merneptah? Speak, and Pharaoh will listen. Watch out for the become vassal.
Very well, then.
Very well, then. Alright, cool. And now we're adopted into the dynasty so we can see everything that's going on. He is the Fierce Dynasty. So hopefully that means our units get access to this Ethos as well, so we actually get to see what the Warlike one is about. If you've been watching our Babylon campaign, we've gotten to see the Pious, and I believe the Statesmanship one. So the Piety one is all about prayer, and... Ooh, I forgot the secondary effect. Meanwhile, either it's Statesmanship, I think it's Statesmanship. This one's about how your buildings are constructed, so how much it costs to construct them, as well as how much it costs to actually go ahead and rush those construction for gold too. So we get to see Ramesses the First's deeds, Seti the First, Ramesses the Second. That's so awesome. Averted upheaval, rose as heir to Horemheb to avert legitimacy war, devoted to Osiris. Didn't get a whole lot done. He had a rebellion in Nubia, a loud one. I see. So you just get a -2 tick to your statesmanship just for having rebellion at all. Bane of the Libu. Affirmed the gods. Fully restored primary gods after Akhenaten. Really? So if someone was to take control of the Pharaoh ship, and then have the Akhenaten legacy, and you take over afterwards, your dynasty, would it then reaffirm the gods? That'd be interesting. Defeated Muatali. Oh yeah, Hay and Muatali, I think both said they defeated one another, which is great. Undertook wide-scale war. So going hands with many factions. And then for Ramesses II, he had a whole lot of stuff going on. Victory, or maybe it's Kadesh I'm thinking of. Either one. It was one of the battles between the Hittites and the Egyptians where they basically clashed, and it was an extremely costly stalemate for both sides, and they just kind of went home and both declared victory. Bane of the Shasu, Bane of the Shurden, Patriarch, sired many children. The Sed Festival, so as long as you have reigned for 30 years. Supreme Commander. Graven in stone. Peace with Hatti. Scorned by Syria. Lost the influence in the regions of Syria. Interesting. Flouted by Syria. So is that just having a Syrian territory and then having it lose your own influence? Vassalized Paramun and conducted extensive trade with Ramesses, where we were helping out the dynasty. Uahal is... Wow, this is an incredibly... So Seti and Talseret married, of course, and also definitely related if history is to be believed. So we've got... Well, I'm pretty sure these two are related. Happen quite often. So we've got his, I think, normal scion. Oh, really? So is he going to be the one that is the heir instead of Seti? I don't think that's going to make your son very happy. So Nocti's in the tree. Nebe is. There's a whole bunch of, pretty much all of Egypt. Cool. We will soon take over this dynasty.
I will carve out a legacy.
Indeed. Alright, so that's about as far as we can go for this turn. We'll go ahead and zoom on in and... So Nocti is fighting Rakotis. You were their only ally. Well, that's great. Here we go.
I grow stronger each day.
Alright. And Dad's over here getting fights with into fights with the neighbors and making us get involved. Which faction did he just declare war on? Oh, the one that's right next to him. Oh, they've got the Great Pyramids. Is that here in Kemma or is that down in Menifer? The Sphinx and the Giza Pyramids, and then the Red Pyramid. They were very, very careful with making the pyramids too strong, or all of the landmarks too strong. Would like to see some unique units for Egypt as well as the Aegean, because the Aegean factions are, I think, the only ones that have access to any kind of unique units through landmark. What's going on here? All right, well, negative bronze is not great, but we have at least a little bit of a stockpile.
I fight for Egypt.
He's really just gonna. Oh, is it because you're raiding?
People who bother me.
You're getting to avoid your final little last bits of attrition by being a nuisance, aren't you? At current rate, there's gonna be a rebellion in 2 turns. Is it mostly because he's just being a clown and raiding? And -8 for raiding.
Destiny bound.
Dude, if I attack you, you are 100% guaranteed to run away. I think you have to deal with the rebellion.
Warrior of Egypt.
Alright, Kevin, time to do some scouting.
Always prepared.
People of Timna aren't going to be happy about it, but we need to know what's going on down here. Yes, yeah, excuse me. We're coming through.
Journeying on.
Okay, interesting. Well, we're gonna go ahead and blow up this lookout post. Does he want to war with you guys?
Ramesses! War is a way of life.
Here Sheba is. Wait, the faction here that's barely alive? They've just gone ahead and declared total war on their way out?
All will remember me.
Alright, let's get them. Before we do though, let's go ahead and pass out that last skill point here that we have. I was trying to go into 4 of each here for that extra aura size and happiness. Let's go ahead and do that. Also give us more post-battle loot for himself being the faction leader.
Boundless
Let's get him.
ambition.
War it is, we're definitely not asking Senakati to come with us.
To glorious battle.
We'll be able to sneak on in. There's only 6 guys here in Timna.
I
The
slaughter
fools.
people who bother me.
Well, you know what I do to
Egypt's
people who are
finest.
hoarding
Hit them
bronze.
hard.
Ooh, Shasu warriors. Those guys aren't any joke. The PowerPoint shadows. Are you okay there, shadows? Let's
They must
circle up.
surrender.
Go ahead and blow up their
Fate
lookout post here.
beckons.
Ooh, you get 61 bronze out of it for sacking it. I think they still get the units though, so I'm gonna go ahead and just raise it. I just don't think we... Oh, we can't make it back to help. Huh. Well, Ramesses, it's up to you.
Strike hard. Take them down.
And now they're down to just 1 Shasu warrior, which is so much more manageable. Alright, Ramesses. Now let's deal with them. Ooh, a storm to start things off. We do have range advantage, so I'm going to make sure we maintain it. Oh, or we'll just deploy. Yeah, that works. Not right, so it's much harder to see now. So it looks like there's 3, 4 main ways in. Any of them allow us to maintain kind of the high ground on the enemy? This one kind of does. This one also allows us to get a little bit on their flanks on kind of both sides. Maybe on the other side where we would be ceding the high ground. No, I think this is the way over here we'll attack from. Grab the axe warriors. Not really, I'm going to set the archers up first. We'll set everyone else up behind them, or figure out their deployment afterwards.
Line up sharp. Ready formation.
Jai are going to be losing a little bit of their range advantage.
Sons of Egypt. Into formation. Without hesitation.
Not if we put them on the flanks.
For Egypt. As commanded.
He's behind.
I fear nothing.
Pull these guys back a little bit and allow the Egyptian militia and the Shasu to defend them.
We are unstoppable.
Warriors on either flank. Our chariots. Chariots, javelins. Once we deal with the enemy archers, we can move our javelins in and start decimating the front lines.
For my legacy.
There we go. Archers. Infantry. Skirmish boys and our chariots. Go ahead and take a look at some of our new units here, that being our Royal Chariot Companions. Even though it is raining, they still look glorious. All decked out in jewels and bronze overlays. Probably some of the few Egyptians that would actually have helmets too. Only really nobles could afford helmets and actually wore them in battle. Very, very few recovered kind of Egyptian helmets from the day. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and grab Group 1, get them in guard mode. I'm going to get you 3 also going to do the same. And let it begin. At least we don't have to worry about... Oh, they're just going to come out of the settlement and come chase us. I guess when the auto-resolve is not in their favor, they just get aggressive. Okay, let's go ahead and rotate. We'll bring chariots up. Javelin, come up to the side here.
Without hesitation.
Go ahead and set you guys into hold.
Axe warriors. Right onwards.
Don't believe we have any kind of fun archer chariots with a fire here for this faction. That's kind of just a Babylonian thing, or a Mesopotamian thing.
Chariots move out.
These Egyptian chariots are quick though, aren't they? We're just not gonna have them, well, that doesn't work out so well. We're just gonna have them moving out to the sides. Ramesses, you come over and deal with these other archers coming on in, that'd be just perfect. We're getting blanketed with arrows ourselves. Alright, charge them back since they're so weakened. Archers, if you can go ahead and move up, go after these Shasu. There we go, that's perfect there. Charge, we'll go ahead and send the javelins wide. Ramesses, could you start blasting at this guy? In fact, everyone start shooting into one of the generals if you can there. Circling back around, you guys move in. Javelins are perfect at eliminating other archers when you can't get other units up there. Swordsmen move in. Yeah, those chariots annihilated them. Didn't get to see the charge. Maybe we'll over here on this other side. We'll just have you get this group. You guys move in through those javelins here. Come on, chariots. I don't think you get caught by the Shasu tribesmen. Okay, interesting.
Your warriors are wavering.
Aim for the heart.
On through, chariots. Javelins, do your thing. A lot of the... We forgot to use our charge ability. Get them there, Magi.
To bloodshed.
I'm surprised my chariot companions got bogged down so aggressively. Didn't even try to pull away.
Violence is the only language I speak.
Violence is the only language I speak.
Victory is within
Yeah,
your
we'll just let
grasp.
our rangiers handle them then.
Charioteers, go!
Chariots smash in here.
I can smell their fear.
See if we can't just get the route there for
Chariots, move out!
being rear charged. We lost far more of the chariots than I wanted to. But if it's one fell swoop and this faction's gone, that's all we really need.
Ready to launch.
Okay, so we lost the first group. Just gonna circle them in direct fire mode.
The enemy has lost a victory point.
There we go. Lost all their victory points. They tried their best. They managed to take down a lot of our Habiru, but nothing else. We're gonna ignore the chariots that fell there. Right through the neck. And that's another source of bronze acquired. All we had to sacrifice is a load of our Shasu. And some of our Habiru as well. Yes. Just learn that the chariots, even the elite chariots for the court of Egypt, are not meant to be used as smashers. They are skirmish chariots through and through.
I have earned this city.
I mean, they took out that unit in the first charge, but they still got bogged down in them, so they
Destiny
couldn't
calls me,
keep moving
and I am
through.
compelled to answer.
My name
Right, Kevin,
will
we'll have you
be
go into
legend.
march stance. Stay on the marked paths.
For Egypt's glory.
The scarabs are hungry. We're still losing legitimacy even after winning that battle? Really? That's tough. Also tough that we are losing as much food as we are. Go ahead and pop in the royal fishery for all the good that will do. 884 gold to rush that. Yeah, we're hurting for food.
Born to do battle.
Trading with Bay, fighting with Lara Wanda, sounds good to me.
Make your offer.
Let's get 200 of your food for, let's say, 20 wood, and he should not care about bronze at all. I guess just 25 wood. We're going to have to be offering up quite a bit of it.
A deal is a deal.
Oh, we got to be a little bit careful with the number of units we're recruiting up here now. I do know that as soon as these... Oh, they're already in. And it still didn't change that much. Well, that's a little bit scary.
The divine court bids you welcome.
More gossip with
Hear
us,
yourself
more gossip with
at my
up.
behest.
I do love that the higher your diplomatic relations, the more you're actually building regard with them for gossiping. Makes sense, they actually want to talk to you. Okay, well, we will allow that to go on through. Timna already has the tier 3 bronze working complex, which is perfect. In the native muster field, which is giving us Habiru Raiders and Shasu Tribesmen. I think we're already getting over here at Hathor, so we'll go ahead and kick that on out. Yoink. Also got the workforce growth and upkeep reduction, which I think is going to be keeping things kind of safe for now. So in this entire province, so the entirety of Sinai, which I think is great. We'll come on down to resettle Deshret. Or do we want to come right on across and karate chop Hetch?
I will break one of your
Rank
bones for every
54
life
means
you
they
dare.
are more powerful than we are, so they have at least an army and probably 2 armies total. He doesn't like us. Alright, factions that like us, that don't care about food.
In the name of Ramesses. I'm sure this meeting was fated
Nakati.
by the gods.
I'm sure it was. Really? I can't just offer you... Listen. Alright, this is probably the last deal I can make for food. Unless we're making it for bronze or gold, which I'm also not really keen on.
I will hear you out. Make your offer.
Alright, negative 600 I can kind of deal with for now. We just don't need to recruit any more men.
Carve out a legacy.
I will carve out a legacy. Trying to... Aw, there. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and immediately recruit, build that in. 72, that is nothing. Maybe we got lucky. Alright, cool. Zoom on into Ramesses. Oh, that's the barter that was ended that we just renewed in different fashion.
Your defeat is fated.
Oh, okay then. He's trading with SETI and the Hetch. Military access partners. So here comes a ref. This goofy looking self. Said Nakati joins us. Okay, so CD is born, so we've got positives, and then this clown literally just walked over with 12 guys and burned our out. The guys that were at the outpost could have fought them off easily. 12, like, malnourished guys come out of the desert, sand-stricken, sunstroke. You couldn't fight them off? Come on now, I think we need to give our outpost maybe 1 or 2 units. That way it's just a quick auto-resolve, sure. Or if you have a kind of an actual army. If anything's small, it gets it actually allows them to stop them in their tracks. Otherwise we have to waste our time hunting down a one-man squad of 12 dudes. Yeah, good for you guys. Get out of here. Off with the heads. Back. Off with their heads.
End their miserable lives.
Vengeance.
I reap divine blessings.
For ruining my stuff here at Hathor. Gives us an opportunity to swap this over for the Shrine of Raw for growth. For happiness. Let's go Raw for growth.
For the Empire.
We'll have Kevin, our Captain of the Magi, retreat back to Hathor. He still doesn't have a weapon. Need a weapon. Can't go full Master Chief, I might explode the microphone. The lads and Nickel here, we just have to keep bartering for stone, sadly. Who doesn't care? I think it's still gonna be SETI.
Good to see you, cousin. Though I'd
Man,
rather spark than
we need
talk.
to keep SETI on side. Not trading with him anymore? Oh no. We need to change that right away. Say 50 for 5. Throwing logs of wood at people.
A deal worth.
Alright, cool. And from there we'll also go ahead and grab some stone from you. He understands he can get a little bit more out of us now. So let's just say this and say make it work. You want gold? Alright, one time.
It will be done.
150, be a little less greedy for ourselves, and then how much... I like that it doesn't change. 45, 50. Really? 60 for 150. Not the most fantastic of deals. And I don't necessarily trust him at all. And now we're at war with Kitmen for some reason.
I fight for my brothers.
I am the soul.
Oh, we've got a new Viceroy of Kush.
And this is the heart of
When
all.
Nepta took over, he kicked out Amenbes. Amenbes, what'd you do wrong? He got grounded. He complained one too many times. So it looks like Shechem is wiping at Ashkelon pretty aggressively, which means they're
Your glory does not intimidate me, Ramesses.
almost guaranteed to come after us next. Let's offer 5 for 1. Can we increase that? Weird little small deal, but anything we can do to keep them off our backs. At least happiness is ticking upwards in Hathor. Reduction for all resources in the whole province. That is going to include food. Bronze isn't as important right now as food. We just need a little bit more wood for once. Interesting. 405. I'll actually probably save that for next turn because it doesn't take that much stone to build those in. We'll come over here to Hathor and get the Vintner for more happiness, more growth, more production. Beautiful. So I don't think we want to go after Hetch just yet. Since we know we've got enemies over here with Rakotis who are likely to come across the river to attack us. Because thankfully we're not directly on the Nile. Hurts our food production, but keeps us safe. Is there a road into Deshret? There is, it's just a long one. It is a long road. Which we could force Hathor to walk.
Blessed by the gods.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about this. Attacking Hetch from Neb-Gehez is probably... Oh, there are no roads through? Oh, interesting. So Neb-Gehez kind of comes up and through the mountains through Timna. The way to get to Hetch would be through the river, which we have to come kind of across and down. That's pretty cool. I do like that as a kind of an effect there, but it means our journey ends a long one. And they can just come through the mountains if they don't care about taking attrition. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and try to...
We'll rest here. March on, men!
advance as far as we can. Timna's happiness is really not going to be good for a while. Happiness building is quite expensive too.
Be welcome in the court of Meneptah, beloved of the gods.
Beloved of the gods. We'll go ahead and we could drop army wages. Recruitment cost. That's not upkeep. We need upkeep. Let's go ahead and do some gossiping here with the first commander and then back with the vice road coach.
Court needs more like you.
I think so too. And now next we'll go for those increased food production. Upkeep production faction-wide and recruitment cost faction-wide for tier 3 units. Tier 4, tier 5. Is there not one for tier 2? Gold. Bronze, wood, and then extra god slot. Let's go for food. We need the num-nums. Okay, so here at Timna, how much is it for us to get another outpost to one of the other two gods? Happiness, preferably. I did notice the food production is for the whole province, so if we don't care so much about just massive amounts of growth, we can start swapping some more of these over. From Ra to Ptah, since we need the food. So I think I'm going to. There's going to be entirely a province of Shrines of Ptah. Alright, sweet. Ramesses, well, I want you to stay in Tim to help out with the happiness. How bad is it if you leave?
To my destiny.
Negative 12, so it's just as bad. We will sprint to Deshret through here next turn.
Ramesses,
Actually,
the
you know what?
Ready to march.
We'll show how bold Ramesses the Bold is.
With me, men.
At any cost. This allows us to 100% make sure we colonize Dash Red here next turn and start getting some stone production up and running. Having this many provinces, though, does put us in a lot of factions crosshairs. Let's see if we can hold on to it. Nope, no more trade with Ashkelon. Unfortunately for them.
To rule is to be
Merneptah likes us. Seti is... and is going to continue to be more powerful than Merneptah. Merneptah is the overlord for now.
The wrath you have improved
Making
your fighting for.
Wrath.
I can tell.
We're at great power now. Is what it is. How about 250 food? Or say... 30 bronze and 11 gold. Alright, 62, 61, no, 260.
You have royal.
I have royal approval. And a little bit more food. You get a few more battles, too. Is Ashkelon part of Canaan's? There's no way it's one of ours. Cult Center? Yeah, probably for Canaan. That's why we've discovered Yam. Oh, hello there.
Peace is a delicate balance. But when brothers turn against each other, virtues are abandoned. Bloodshed is inevitable.
Now it is war between us.
I'm sorry, what? Why? We're completely neutral. What's your deal? Is he... So wait, no, he's bringing Merneptah in with him? Is this just the end for the campaign? Yeah, they're just gonna start breaking things. Excuse me.
The gods have blessed me.
Right, I guess now it's total war. That breaks most of our barters too in Aegean Civil War. What's extra cool about that cutscene as well was...
I am unstoppable.
Yeah, we've got to turn back around. I think more and more is going to unite against us. Wow, this is all kinds of lame. Alright, march back up here. Because they're not going to fight, they're going to keep blowing up my outposts. Which is awesome. Thank you. That means you two there, Kevin.
All will remember me.
Everyone's going to turn around. Complete that instantly there in Timna. I think we need to. We're going to get back to Nebgehez fast.
I fight for Egypt. Divine ones, honor me.
I mean, we're part of the Dynasty, but we're still at war, which I guess now we know is a thing. Which does make sense. I just don't know really why Merneptah decided to join them. Since we've been trading and being positive friends with everyone around here.
I will carve out a legacy. Journeying on.
Alright, well let's get moving there, Ramesses. Don't have the epic production anymore, so let's go ahead and get that going. We are definitely going to need it. Dropped it by a hefty margin. Love to see it.
Grant me your divine blessings. Make headway.
Alright, great. That means now we really do need walls just about everywhere. Especially here in Nickel. Alright, well, let's keep trying to trade with Seti while we still can. Oh no, are we at war with Seti too? No, he just no longer doesn't care about stone.
In the name of duty.
Your glory does not intimidate me.
Listen, bud,
Ramesses.
I'm not here to intimidate you. I'm just here to kill for some of your stone. 5 gold. Why do you always want gold? The gold is mine. Oh, they have a lot of bronze. That's why.
That will do.
Alright, well, let's use what we have for now, then. It's 106 left.
That will do.
Give me the rest of your stones, Egyptians that like us. Seti is one of them. Let's keep that going.
I can tell.
We need one ally at least. I'm just going to do little small ticks of 20.
Very well.
Feel free to skip one passes a little bit if you want.
Then you...
Because we get 3 diplomatic relation boosts each time. I'm sorry. Oh, we probably could have asked for more then.
A deal worthy.
So now we're up to 46 positive just from barter, so trending towards 40 positive. If I wanted to avoid the Civil War, I should have gone for more of these, but that was a little bit goofy.
This is...
What's the cascade of enemies? See if we can hold the line.
It will be done. Then you...
Alright, cool. So we're up to now 49 positive. I think that's something we can kind of sit and chill at for a second. We'll absolutely come on in and get the walls here in Nickel. Y'all are lucky I don't have the gold to get them in immediately. Alright, court actions.
The divine court bids you welcome.
Oh, plots are flying
Here you
now.
serve at my behest.
How unusual. Pleasant conversations are few and far between at court.
Yeah, so you think. I think we'll just also build up some good relations, or start to with the Vizier. It allows us to get even more schemes. Or even more court actions, that is.
See all that happens in Egypt. I am
I
sure
see.
you have impressed them.
He's working to discredit the Wasset. There's some rude people, so I understand. Wasset just brought all of the rest of Egypt in to a war against us at once. It's not even Civil War time.
Welcome, friend. This should be interesting.
Nope. It won't. Damage structures and suck it because they're rude.
My fate.
I hit the level 5 effect bundle there, which gives us, it looks like, I think, just the extra 3 melee defense for the whole squad, which is incredibly useful. No more... Oh, he's got ranger armor. No, that belongs to Ramesses. You instead, Kevin, can have the common light armor. There you go, perfect. I was wondering why you were so fancy looking.
Warrior of Egypt.
Warrior of Egypt. We might end up using our ability here to attack people in March. So Nakati is asking for gold in return. That's pretty tempting. You know what, Dad? You got yourself a deal. Alright. Good to see Paramun is continuing to be a clown. I'll go ahead and trade 1 court action for 50 gold. And then we've got ourselves an ambition. We go for borders, what borders? Destroy Merneptah, giving us 1,000 gold and giving us 3 victory points. Conquering Egyptian land for 2,500 food and gold. We really don't need to go for the victory points and the 1,000 gold just yet. Let's go for... That's an incredible one. Not possible, though. We'll be real. The smaller, more achievable goals should be what we are doing here. We're already kind of in trouble. Merneptah, although, is coming across by himself.
Only the gods.
With only 9 guys. 61 years of age.
All will remember me.
I really don't like that Wasset has decided that they are in the disruption and destruction duty. I don't think you have the upkeep production just yet. And they're not going to come attack us at Sukkot. They're going to keep just blowing up outposts that are in the way, so they'll kind of zoom on across and hit them if they can. They won't come and attack.
Destiny bound.
This just gives you more income from raising and sacking. Whereas your Raw... Do you have any shrines to Raw anymore? Actually, I don't think so. We need to use it to get across the
I know you will
terrain.
answer my call. Be prepared.
This gives us a nice opportunity to take down Jaru. I don't think we... Well, Nebgehaz is actually the least protected of our settlements, but it has the most elite units. And it has the walls.
Egypt's finest.
Oh, I'm so tempted to be violent, because we could go ahead and activate... Can we activate this? Let us attack Merneptah in March. Oh, that'd be so useful.
Egypt's glory.
How far can we go into an ambush? Not a long ways.
To victory.
Well, let's do it anyway. And we can have Evan move up to Sukkot. Probably to go into an ambush next turn. Outside of this, we'll have pretend like we're building up an outpost here. And we'll have him bolster defenses. We can afford either of them on the fly if we really need some extra troops. Great stuff.
Be welcome in the court of Merneptah.
Gossip with the Viceroy of
the gods.
Kush that we're currently at war with. Thinking food production is the way here. Seems like Dad was trying to ambush us so we couldn't get our walls in into Kel soon. Interesting. Narrow's eyes. Conspiracy amongst the elders here in Egypt. Alright, start getting in the livestock. Prepare to throw hands. Oh good, the Pelicet are here. Welcome, Walwetties. Please don't declare war on us. Alright. And in true nightmare fashion, now all of the armies of the enemy are approaching. So we've got the Rabbit clan.
I heed only destiny.
Mosithuya. I'm sorry, Seti's the new pharaoh? Okay then. So is Merneptah... Merneptah just died out in the field.
The gods will decide my
Now
fate.
we have a minute. So Seti's the new pharaoh, huh? Hey, we're at least good buddies with Seti. See, that's a good start.
Good to see you, cousin. Though I'd rather spar than talk.
No, we're not going to spar right now, Seti. We need to... Also, the faction name changed to Kamewaset? Kamewaset. -8 gold. What's going on here? Is it because of raiding? I don't see any raiding. Oh, we've lost it from diplomacy, I see. Okay, fair enough. No, I'm kind of confused. Oh, we were exporting some to Seti, but I guess now we've dropped low enough where... Someone lost their upkeep bonuses?
Destined for greatness.
Huh. Was that one of these inner circle bonuses that just wore out? Either way, we now have some negative gold to worry about. Good news is...
Chosen of Ra.
Oh, bad news is... These are elite guys.
The future of Egypt.
We managed to spread his armies out where... The two are kind of apart. We'll just move right in on Kamewaset. We've got a fairly decent force here. Getting any more elites would be a bad use of our funds right now.
My court is the most grand and powerful of all.
Oh yeah, no one's the Viceroy of Kush. You can't afford to claim it. Also, it's an expensive position. 580. Man, that's so unfortunate, because we could claim it otherwise. If we had the gold kind of sitting there, I didn't expect them to lose the Viceroy. A lot of back and forth here this time. Gossip with Angry Boy here, and gossip with...
the fellow Egyptian to be reasonable.
Our dad to grab a little bit more.
Smiles on such generosity.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was assassinated by Rakotis. Death of a pharaoh. We don't even get, because he was assassinated, we don't get to have the cool cutscene of him dying of old age. Before that, so many. What happened to our buildings?
I fight for Egypt.
Did we have an earthquake? Oh, flash floods. Violent storms flooded the land, damaging structures and bringing destruction upon these provinces. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Good grief. That's why our stuff's all broken. The water's got all the way into Hathor and Beersheba. What a nasty flood. Blew up all of our provinces. Oh man, across all of Egypt. The Nile was not kind. Well, everyone's gonna be reeling from that one. How cool. Well, now it's time to start defeating the many, many armies of the Pharaoh. We're gonna come after this one first, because they are in march stance, they're gonna be tired. And no matter how elite they are, we are gonna wear them down. Out in the Rocky Mountains, there should be plenty of nice... Good grief, this is gonna be a nightmare. Okay, so at least they do have... Got lots of armored archers, you've got some lower Egyptian militia slingers. And then just a whole bunch of swordsmen. If we can use our chariots cleverly to wipe out the slings and the archers, our own archers and javelins should make pretty good short work of the upper Egyptian swordsmen. But it's definitely going to be a very, very tough battle. We have some pretty good positions here. We just have to lure the enemy in, which... easier said than done. We have chariots, though, so we should be able to. The chariots are kind of like, at least skirmish ones, are kind of like your artillery for this one, where if you know your enemy is going to try to be defensive, you can kind of draw them in. He's got dune armor, so his bodyguard is going to be resistant to heat, have less fatigue and immunity, so he's bringing in some Gatorade pouches just kind of tied into his armor. Fair enough. We'll begin the next episode with a battle against Kamewasa, the new leader of Merneptah's faction. For now, though, I'm out of time for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by today's Ramesses campaign. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like for the like god and a sub with the sub thrown. See you on the next one.